I'm making $10 an hour. I made $20 tonight, 20 dollars, and that's not including the gas I used. So yeah, man, the holidays are rough for this type of work, and I wasn't really anticipating that when I went in. Maybe some others people's jobs are like that, not normal jobs, but restaurant seasonal jobs, whatever. Things are slow for waiters and such, but man, not the greatest. So, you know, the end of the year kind of ended on one of these, but the beginning of the year, it's still on one of those financially for the money incoming. But what I've realized through all this period of transition I'm in with my life where I'm living with my mom and, making less than minimum wage. Oh God. Basically, it was meant to be, like it happened for a reason. I made another video describing my situation and what I was saying. I was just being honest about my situation, but the comments and the people, they're just like showing me how blessed I am. Like, I already know this. I do know how blessed I am, but I just have people from all different types of walks of life just coming in like, you know, man, like you don't have any debt and like, you don't have all these responsibilities of a wife and a family and a kid and all this stress and you got your mom and, love in your life and that's a blessing. And you got your health. And I put myself down a lot in my head. I got to be honest about that. Especially lately with the new situation I'm in because I'm having to adapt to a new environment. It's cold as shit outside, man. It's cold, bro. It's wet. I don't even have the clothes to deal with this type of environment or the money to go get the clothes that I would like to have. But I do have clothes and they keep me warm and dry usually, and I'm very happy for that. But my point with all this is like this period of rest in my life and this part where things are just on a downward turn, it's like actually so necessary because I'm like a freaking caterpillar and I guess this is my cocoon, where I'm just like, oh, I'm in this cramped space. I'm like, oh, I can't go outside. It's cold. You know, making poverty level wages, driving food around. But what I've been able to do is, dude, I'm fixing my back. I'm curing my chronic back pain that I've attained in my life that somehow I ended up with through neglect, unawareness, bad habits. I was born with scoliosis. That's just, the way I came out. My dad has some form of scoliosis. My dad's a big strong dude, but he's got a little curve in his spine. I got a big curve in my spine. But really it's like this it's not your skeleton. It's not my skeleton that is really, I would say, the issue. It's the muscle and the myofascia around it and how my relationship with that tissue on the skeleton, which is, me, how that's how I've taken care of that and how that's formed um, through some research and some studying online, because I'm very passionate about helping myself improve. Because I mean, I don't want back pain for the rest of my life or anything like that. But basically, what I've done is I've been able to move. I stopped lifting heavy weights. I was lifting heavy weights, and that was great at the time. I'm not doing that right now. But what I am doing is I'm hydrating myself so well. Like, I get up in the morning and I drink a big one of these, of water right when I get up in the morning with lemon. And I've been doing that for, I don't know, a month or two, maybe 2 months. I stopped all dehydrating substances. I stopped caffeine. I stopped smoking. Um, yeah, those are the two big things that really dehydrate me. Um, and any form, I don't drink anymore. Drinking is a big one. Anything that makes you feel high is because your body is being dehydrated. And, a lot of food that doesn't have a water content dehydrates your body. Any food that you eat that has a dryness to it takes the water from your body to rehydrate it when it gets inside your system. So a lot of food is very dehydrating, and the American diet is in general very dehydrating. So I've been in a chronic state of dehydration for probably like my whole adult life. And I've come to realize this. And I'm only able to describe it through other people having their experiences and sharing them, so I can put words to the feelings and understand myself better and be able to communicate that. But yeah, man, I'm rehydrating my body, and I'm doing, you know, I play soccer and I'm doing calisthenics now. That's what I'm doing. And basically, I'm just taking walks with this little dog. There's a dog here. I don't know if you can see. I'm taking walks. I'm playing soccer, and I'm just doing squats, pull-ups, and push-ups, like simple, like the back to the basics, the complete basics. And dude, like my lower back has been knotted, like not even a part of me, just like existing, but like I can't really, like I don't have access to it. Like my upper back has had like, similar issues, right? It's just like there, and it's tight, and it won't let go. And I know I'm not the only one dealing with issues like this. This could be anywhere on your body, but for me it's been my back. And yeah, dude, I've hydrated myself. I've consistently drank this thing every day, eating more fruit. I actually stopped eating meat, not completely, but I've been mostly plant-based. With a lot of people have their opinions on that. I mean, I spent the last like 3, 4 years like exclusively like eating rice, eggs, and meat, and other things too. I love fruit and other things, obviously, but a lot of that. And I started smoking when I was in Asia for a bit, and drinking coffee every day, man. And I just couldn't break out of this shell, this cocoon of like, you know, of stuck energy, basically, of dehydrated tissue. And it's just a daily habit type of thing. But basically, through properly hydrating, not dehydrating, and just like actual movements of my limbs, like I'm bringing blood through the hydration. Now I can bring the blood into the areas that weren't working. Like when I was lifting heavy in the gym, my muscles were so tight because I guess I was dehydrated from maybe eating too much animal products, or too much meat, too much protein, or maybe it wasn't that at all. Maybe it wasn't enough vegetables. Maybe it wasn't that at all. Maybe it's just not, just drinking too much coffee, just being dehydrated. So my muscles weren't activating. They weren't getting the blood and the full connectivity of the movement in myofascia. And recently I've like achieved that. And it's a constant battle every day. You lay down, you sleep, you go to sleep, and you're laying down for 8 hours. You gotta wake up, you gotta move it off. But the thing is, through all these downs, like, oh, maybe I'm not making a bunch of money, and maybe, you know, it's really cold outside and there's adversity and I'm not used to. I don't go through winters. I'm from the desert. But because of that, like I've just like intended, I'm like, all right, well, if these things aren't working out for me, then, I'm gonna, and first of all, I'm not placing like a super high importance on money. That's why I'm doing the DoorDash, man. Like, I want to have a body that works and moves me through time and space efficiently and pain free for the rest of my life. That is what I want. And that's more important to me than money. Because I've been in a position where I've had money and my back was tight and I had issues, a lot of issues. And I'm just like, who cares, bro? Like, you could have all the money in the world, but like, if you're in pain every day, it's not fun. Like, it doesn't matter. Money doesn't help. I mean, maybe a little bit. Like, if you want to get high or just like indulge in things that take your mind and feelings away from the pain you have, but like, it doesn't bring you a healthy body. I mean, maybe it could, but really it would still require discipline and practice and seeking help and knowledge, which doesn't really come from money at all. You know, I mean, you have to want that. And basically, I've been in pain, my back has been in pain for a long time. And it was cold outside the other day, and I was like, nah, man, you know what? I'm going to go on a walk. I walked 30 minutes to the park. Whatever, 30 minutes, cool. Did my calisthenic workout, pull-ups, boom, push-ups, boom. These things on the bar where I'm pushing up and just activating these muscles in my neck and just bringing, ooh, boom, boom, circulation, body weight squats, boom. And like the body weight squats, dude. I mean, first of all, this movement, boom, neck, blood, activation. And then the body weight squats, dude, just my lower back is just connected to my legs now. Like, they were separate entities before, but now they're like communicating and can do this little like dance, And when I take a breath, like my body feels calm enough to accept all of the breath. To whereas before, when I'd take breaths, the dehydrated points of my body weren't allowing the oxygen to move because there wasn't like water there. And I know, and it's being hydrated, man. You're a complicated houseplant. You're a human being, and like this piece of technology that you got right here is really simple, but we're in a society and like we're in a state of amnesia. The human being is in a state of amnesia that we just forget the simplest things, and we're advertised to 3,000 to 5,000 times a day on average nowadays, the most times in history. And we get pulled away from the basic natural things that keep us feeling good, pain-free, and moving through time and space and alive and feeling good. And it's as simple as just drinking too much coffee during the day or going to work, sitting down for a long time. And maybe you have to do those things. Well, the work part. But like then making it a priority, making it your priority as a human being in your body to drink a full glass of water when you wake up. And then just like whatever you got to do, man. I don't care. Like whatever sport or activity you like doing. Honestly, walking is the number one thing. What I do notice too, walking for your legs, but like having upper body activity necessary, you know? I can move my legs very easily, but yeah, I need to do something with my hands. And you know, push-ups does it, dude. Pull-ups, boom, little boom, 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 you know? One of these, throw some punches, I don't know, man. Maybe your thing is you like table tennis, whatever it is, like hanging from the bar, monkey bars, dancing. Ah, yeah. So the point of all this is this down point in my life, down point, living with my mom, grown man, making $10 an hour, driving food around. Bro, I'm healing like, and my spine is straight, and my back is like, and I'm sitting up straighter, and my muscles are activating. Like my back is like I'm healing myself, and I'm proving to myself that it's possible, and that like those negative thoughts and that doubt inside of your head, like it's only there because you're going against nature. Because what you have to do as a human being is very simple, but you're pulled in every direction to be something else, to serve something else. And you should serve, you know, the world. You should do that. And people. You should make people's lives better. You know, that's the way to do it. But you got to make your life, you know, you got to be in accordance with nature. And that's just what makes your heart beat, man. It's like your heart moves the blood. So get the sunlight on your eyes, drink the water, and do like something that's just like moving this so you can be pain free. Because, yeah, man, I know what it's like to be in pain every day. You know, I'm a human, you're a human. Pain happens and it sucks. But I used to feel powerless. And I used to feel like, man, life is just like this, you know? Like, oh, you know, I'm above a certain age. Like, that's just what happens. But it's not. Like, eating poison and like not moving your body and not like even just not being hydrated, man. That's enough to like put you in pain every day. And you could be like that for a long time. And you don't even know it. So you feel powerless. You're like, oh, like, I'm just like, I just feel sick all the time and I feel tired all the time. And you think that's just like normal. But like, nah, bro, you're just distracted by like chemical foods that are addicting. Like, I used to eat bags of Cheetos as a kid and I would just like walk around uncomfortable and like think that was normal. You know, I had an incident when I was a teenager where I was in a car accident, my hand bent backwards, like, you know, it didn't break, thank God, but it went back a lot. And the nurse lady looked at me and she's like, "You're gonna feel that for the rest of your life." And I was like, I was like, oh. But yeah, I remember I couldn't do push ups. So I had to dial in, man. I had to stop eating all that junk food because I knew that, well, I read that maybe it was the food I was eating that was causing me not to be able to use my wrist. And what happened was my wrist is, I mean, it's pain free, right? It's pain free. So that led me on a path to where I was like, oh, my stomach doesn't hurt anymore. Oh, like my acne is gone. I mean, look at my skin, dude. I don't know if it's perfect. I did eat some questionable food, but last week. But yeah, man, my acne went away at that time. My inflammation went away. And now, like, with just dialing in even more. And, I've heard people say, oh, well, I don't want to live a life that's so restricted and this and that. And it's like, yeah, but like, you don't have to give everything up forever. Like, if you really want something, like if you're in pain or you have accumulated so much poison that you're in a state where you have symptoms of a disease or whatever, man, like you can go to a doctor and they're going to give you something that might make you feel better or it might get you going so that you can go to work and that'll work. But at the end of the day, like, yeah, you got to be real with yourself and look yourself in the mirror and be like, what I consume and what I do with my body is my choice ultimately. And you're responsible for how you feel. It's not other people's responsibility for how you feel. It's just not. Like, that's not real, It's just not. You have the power, you do, to eat clean food and like dissolve the crap that is in you and like let every fiber in your body connect together instead of being separated. Because all that happens is whatever you put in there, it just gets stuck somewhere where, it's just somewhere. It's different for everybody. But yeah, I realized I could empower myself in that moment. And I was like, dang, dude, like, this is amazing. You know, I was like, wow, I'm so thankful that I realized that I have the power to actually change my life. Because, like, I've realized that for myself, but I can't give that to anybody. Maybe if, like, you have some clues and you've been thinking about some certain things or if you're curious, you know, you have some issues and you're like, I mean, a doctor is like, they're not going to hold your hand when you go home. Like, they're just not doing that. Like, a doctor's visit is very like, boom, here you go. What's wrong? Boom, here you go. Like, they don't have time to look into every individual like that. And if they do, it costs a lot of money. And it's like, a lot of doctors ain't going to be real with you and be like, oh, well, do this and get better. Like, it's just not a part of the Western medicine money making regime, dude. That said, some doctors are on that. They might be honest with you. But yeah, man, once you actually sacrifice some of the things that you think are necessary or some of the things that you indulge in that you don't even understand are hurting you, or maybe you do understand that they do hurt you, but you're like not wanting to let them go because you're addicted to your suffering, or you're just like think that it doesn't really matter. But like, yeah, I don't think you want to suffer. Like, deep down, like, you don't. You're just addicted to it. Like, we're addicted to our suffering. I noticed that every time, like, I would really treat myself really well, like, that was the time that I felt like getting high the most, like smoking or drinking or, you know, having coffee or just whatever it is, man. It's like, wow, I feel so good and like one with myself that let me just, that I have room to like, mess this up, to revert back. And you do. But I'm kind of just tired of that. I'm kind of just tired of having, I'm tired of being in pain, dude. It sucks. And like, I just know deep down that like there's so many other people in pain, like all over. And yeah, y'all gotta be sick of it too, man. Being in pain ain't fun. So if you don't know you can help yourself, you totally can. I'm like living proof, dude. Like, I couldn't use my wrist to do a push-up when I was 21. Right now I'm 33, and like my spine is getting straighter, like my muscles are activating. Like I go play soccer and I'm smoking like 20-year-olds on the field. Like I'm just smoking them. Like I'll play for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and still be able to go, and they're dropping out, dude. Because they don't know yet. They're not in pain. Their bodies, you know, work well, and they can throw stuff in that and be totally cool. Because we live in two different bodies, and you can deal with a lot more like the younger you are. But like, yeah, I just got to the point where I did that. I loaded my body with stuff that wasn't good, and I made a decision. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna feel good and not be the cause of my own suffering. Once I realized it was me, dude, I just realized it one day. I was like, dang, like this isn't just life, dude. It's me. Like I'm just allowing like the BS from outside of me to come to me. Like I'm just allowing it inside of me and around me. And it's just so empowering to know that like the decisions that you make directly affect the way that you feel and like how you grow as a human. And that if you truly want to, you can just make decisions that empower yourself. And, you know, you can feel better than you do now. And it takes time, but like the thing is, like you will notice. If you're not feeling good, like boom, you'll notice, dude. You'll see the difference. You will. And it's ups and downs, man. We're like this. We're like this our whole lives. It really is like that. But I don't know. Lately I just want to be more in balance. I don't want this and that. I just want to be like cruising. So yeah, man, I don't even know what to say about all that. I figured it out through trial and error. I've cared more about having a pain-free existence or, just like a state of I want presence. I do want presence, and I wouldn't say I'm completely present, but I'm becoming more present. The more present I am about my hydration and my like circulation in my body, the more present I am like in my mind, where I can actually like look at what's in front of me and observe it with my eyes and my ears and not just like have the B-roll of thoughts like in my head. Like right now I feel very present in the moment. And that's cuz I'm talking, but I'm saying what's important to me and what I believe will help other people, and that makes me feel good. And I don't have these like second guessing, questioning thoughts running through my head like I do a lot of the time. A lot of time I just look at random stuff on my phone and then like I just think like random negative thoughts, and it's not like I want to say who I truly am. It's just noise. It's like because I'm exposing myself to like nonsense that like I don't care about. Like I'm having thoughts about other things rather than what's really important to me, which is like people also being pain free and feeling good around me. Like I know I can't save the world or anything like that. Actually, you know what? Maybe I could save the world. But, you know, we have neighbors and we live next to people who like interact with our friends and family every day and us. And like, people are struggling and having a hard time, and like, I would like to see other people around me. First starting with my friends and family and then extending like out into like the community and then like everybody around me to just like feel better and good about themselves, because you know if I'm treating myself right, maybe like when I show up with good energy, like somebody will like it'll like hit them if they're not having a good day, and they'll be like, oh, I feel a little bit better. And then maybe, you know like paying it forward. maybe like all those homeless people struggling on the street that I see, like, I don't know, dude. Maybe some of that energy can get to them and just pick them up off their out of their situation and just, I don't know, slowly make better decisions. And people with homes are struggling too. Everybody's struggling, but yeah, I do see a lot of people on the street, especially here. Apparently, you know, one of the highest homeless populations in the world, or sorry, in America. And it's rainy and cold out there, dude. It's not like sunny. It's rain, it's winter and it's cold and people are outside. And like, man, no wonder, like, you got to be high if you're just hanging out outside all day. Like, you know, something. It's not fun. So, yeah, man. Anyways, I just, you know, it is possible to empower yourself and better yourself. And, uh, yeah, it's just better if people feel good around us and are like thriving, you know what I mean? Even if that, it's like, bro, like money comes and goes. It does. It comes in your life, it goes out of your life. And you can focus on money, and that's cool. And it will bring you nice things. But if you ignore like yourself for that, then like you're trading like your soul for the money, and the money is dead, you know? It's not alive like you are. Like you are alive. So it's better to just have like what you need and work inward and like have this good feeling and vibration. It's better to have that. I've seen people across the world with like, you wouldn't even believe, less than a homeless person in America. Like less than like you could ever imagine. And like they're just like stoked. You know what I mean? They're just like, you can tell they feel good. And that is something, man. That is like, yeah, that's special. It really is special. Wow. So we have reoccurring thoughts. Just whatever, like you think you can't give up, or you think you just one little step in the right direction, just do that, dude. It's just like one little win every day. Like today, boom, I hit the water, got a little bit of food, and I just stepped outside, dude, and just tried to make some money. Didn't really work out, but in the same moment, I just realized like my back is pain free, and I was just like, thank God, dude, thank God. Like I'll take some shitty days at work just to feel like I can sit up straight and just like, man, what a blessing, dude. All the people on my, you know, couple videos back who chimed in and were just like, man, your life is blessed. Like, thank you for saying that. And I just want to tell you that your life is a blessing too. We all have these small things around us. And just listen deep inside and what's really going to bring you alive and connect you to yourself and the people around you, and just give little attention to that, man. Just give a little bit. Just boom, little bit. Wake up, drink water, move around, pet your dog, get some sun, do something to make you feel good, man. Because I don't know, like honestly, like save yourself to save the world, dude. I mean, like maybe some of you don't care about the world. Like you don't care about your neighbors. Like you're just like whatever. Like I'm in it for me. I'm surviving. I get that. I used to feel that way, but I want to be around people who. I just want the people around me to feel good. I just want them to be in their bodies and present and yeah, not struggling. I just don't want to see people struggle as much, dude. I just don't. So, More of that, man. Let's do that. Let's get this started. Let's make this a chain wave. Let's like send this into the universe, and then you can catch it, and then just be like, yeah, bro, let's make people feel better. Like, let's do little nice things for the people around us to help out, and give them just little moments, and uh, just tell somebody how much you appreciate them, and give them a hug if you can, and then we'll just go from there. All right, so. You got some homework. You go out and you tell that person how much you appreciate them, and you give them a hug, and report back to me in the next video, all right? B-Man.